things we know.
Welcome to Foggy Dogs Interviews. I'm Ryan.
I'm Paul.
And we're here to do a single coil half ohm build on 3 of the more popular RDA devices on the market right now. They're all about the same price point. We're going to be running them at a very, very, very similar controlled setting where we're going to run the Aegis Legend as our mod of choice to compare all 3. See which one comes out on top. Paul, what do you got?
Not a whole lot.
Not a whole lot. Shall we jump into it?
I think we should.
I think we should. All right. Let's do this.
Alright, so first thing we're going to start building is we're going to start building the Drop Solo. Really nice. Takes off all your fingerprints and looks beautiful. So what we're going to do here is we're going to screw right into the mod first. Then get her all set up here.
I think we're using Mohawk aliens on this build, ain't that right, Paul?
Yes, we are.
Yep.
Totally forgot to mention.
No, it's all good. And keep in mind with our reviews, we are not sponsored by anybody. These are for your guys' benefit by our purchase power, more or less. So we're definitely happy to show you guys what we find and share our reviews with you.
So we're going to clip our leads like you usually do. If you're kind of new to building, this will be great for you to learn. Alright, so now that we've got our coil leads clipped, we're going to crank her down. Make sure that she's level. And straighten her out. Alright, now that's looking real pretty right there. I'm liking that a lot.
Looks pretty sweet to me. Yep, we're going to go ahead and wick her up and see what we can get out of this.
Today we are using cotton threads. Good Lord, do I love these things.
Yep. And again, once again, we are not sponsored by Cotton or anybody else. We just, we go with what we like, so.
So used to grabbing 2. Alright, just thread her on through. Get rid of our trash. And
You can use the dikes.
Alright, and just gonna clip her right on the end. Alright. Take off our excess.
That's the pop we like to hear.
Re-level her out, and then just give her a little bit of a shaping and tuck her on in.
And a lot of people would they would trim out a lot more excess and comb these, but the thing is when you're running an RDA, it really, especially with a wide open build deck like this one, it really isn't that important. It's going to get soaked anyway, but it usually wicks a little bit better from what I found.
Yeah, I don't like thinning out my cotton like a lot of my friends do. It usually means that I get a lot of leaking or that my wicking power has diminished greatly. Ooh.
Looks pretty on top. All right, let's go back up top, and maybe we'll just switch build decks. What do you think?
Sounds good to me.
All right, over to the other man. All right, so coming down to my side of the build table over here, we're also running another one of the Aegis Legends. This one's, I think, a little bit prettier. But I'm going to be building the Recurve RDA. This one's a little bit been used actually a couple times, I would say. This build deck is quite a bit different than any of the others that we have here today. Whereas it's, I find it a little bit more difficult to remember where your leads go. But for the sake of the video, make sure you have, if you do buy one of these, lead here and a lead here. Otherwise, you're not going to have any firing, or you might, zap yourself pretty good. It's not fun. Don't ask me how I know that. Okay, so first thing I want to do is you're going to loosen those up. We're also going to be running the Mohawk alien in this build. And what we're aiming for here is, I'll give you a close-up of this guy, where you can see it's definitely a Mohawk. You see the ridges on it. With this guy, we want to figure out what our length is. As you can see, that's kind of ridiculous. So we have to trim her down first before, unlike the drop solo, which is kind of a feature I did like about the solo. So I'm probably going to want to clip her down a little bit shorter, like so. About like that, I think. Last time I did one of these, it took about 4 or 5 times of trimming trying to get it right. So let's see if I did it right this time. Oh, looks like I got her. Another thing very important, always make sure you... Right, let's just do myself a favor before we go blowing things up. Alright, so these guys are a little bit touchier because this build deck is shaped like a valley. So you're going to want to make sure you get your spacing down, tighten down one side. And then you're going to look down it, and you can see that there's a little bit of space between this build deck here and all the sides around it. Now if that touches anywhere underneath there, you're going to have issues. You do not want that touching anything that's metal. Right, let's get back into this. I like to eyeball it a little bit. Make sure these are good and tight, but not, strip them out. Been there, done that too. And what you're looking for in all of these devices when you have a build deck that you can do rebuildable coils on is you want them to be level. You want to not be touching anything. You also want them to be straight. I don't know what it is about them being straight. I've seen guys put them in there crooked, and I just do not like the way that they fire. Looks like we have a success. No, we got a little bit of space. We got a little bit of space. Okay, now we can move on to the next step. Any thoughts, Paul?
Honest to God, I really don't like this build deck. It looks it's very intimidating for the new builder.
I would definitely agree.
It'll definitely catch you off guard. Is what I'll tell you.
Yeah, and the weird thing when you look at the Recurve, and this is just like even out of the box when I first got it, you see those little holes right there. Those are airflows, which is really odd for any other. I've never seen a build deck that does that except for the Recurve. And I've spent a lot of time in the vape shop just like you do, so I'm pretty sure that's the only one out there. But anyway, let's get it rigged up, and once again, cotton, my favorite too. Now, just because I say cotton doesn't mean don't use cotton bacon or, the black cotton or whatever. It doesn't matter. This is just super easy to work with.
If you're using small coils like this, the cotton threads are really, really nice because they have those little I forget the word for it, but those little shoelace bits. Yeah. Makes it really easy for getting your cotton through there instead of having to twist her and get her thin, or not thinned out, but really small to get through your coil.
Yeah, and then I like the fact that they say snug with cotton. You know, it sounds like we're advertising for cotton, but we're really not. It's just, it makes it a lot easier on me, particularly to run my build decks with this. In this one, I have a lot smaller area to work with. You can see the juice wells are significantly smaller. That's the juice well right there.
Goodness gracious.
They're tiny compared to, so we are going to definitely thin our cotton for this, as in comparison to the drop solo where it's like a no maintenance thing. I would, for purchasing, if you're experienced, this is not going to be a problem for you. If you're not really that experienced with a build deck like this, you're going to want to definitely do your research first, because there's a few build decks out there that I've run into that I just do not like wicking, and we'll probably have some reviews on those later on. So we're going to be kind of generous with this particular wicking because those juice wells are so small. We're going to fill them. Straighten that out. I think we can work with that a little more. Curious to see how these stack up with those interesting airflows.
Me too. You know, it'll definitely be a, it'll give them all a run for their money.
Yeah, it's, and like we said before, these are all very similar price point, within $4 or $5 of each other. So I mean, you're talking, these are right next, they're like literally right next to each other on the shelf where you buy them at the shop we go to. Like, I'm very interested to see how this goes. Because I know everybody has small expectations, but I really don't know what to think on this review. All right, how's that look?
You know, I'm really liking it.
Alrighty, let's jump over to the other table and see what Paul's got going on.
What we got here is the Ghoul RDA. Now, right next to the Recurve, this is one of the weirdest build decks I've seen out there. And I could be wrong in saying that it is the most weird one that I've seen, but, you know, we'll find out later. Anyway, let's get right into the build here. Now, what the shit? That's all I gotta say. So,
that's a really, really deep juice well.
Oh yeah, I mean we're looking like it's about at that first little break in that screwdriver. So this looks like it's a clamp style, so you know it should be fairly idiot proof, but don't quote me on that.
Yeah, not on Paul's side of the table.
Alright, so we're just going to loosen her up a pitch. And then, again, Mohawk Aliens. You know, these are some decent coils. So we're just going to...
If you look really closely, you can actually see... The only real difference that I've seen, like, is visually, is the ridges on the edges of the Mohawk Aliens versus the just regular Alien.
So we're going to shove her on in.
Visually, that is. Big difference in your resistance.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to get her placed right over that juice well.
It looks like with that deck he's working on over there, it's you want to make sure that you have one lead on either side of the main post.
Yeah, you're gonna be looking like that.
Yep, that's actually really simple. So I would say that's a pretty good beginner RDA if you're going to be worried about, oh, I can't put coils in. Yeah, you can. It's one screw. That's pretty sweet.
All right, clip our leads again.
You're definitely going to want to clip really close to the build posts.
Yeah, you don't want that
build post.
You don't want to be having these scraping up against your top cap. You'll be throwing code everywhere.
Or zapping yourself. Once again, we're not talking about that.
Let's not talk about that. Alright, so now that we got our leads clipped, we're going to make sure she's level, make sure she's straight, and oof, she's looking real pretty right there.
Actually, I like the way that sits in comparison to the others.
Yeah, Mm-hmm. Yeah.
See, the thing about this, when we were doing the solo, it was very, very high up on the posts. This one seems to sit down a little lower, closer to the airflow at the bottom of the juice well there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how they vape up.
Oh yeah. All
Wick
right.
time!
Cotton threads. All right. So, just gonna throw her on in. Make sure she's looking pretty. And give her a clip. Maybe.
Forget how to use the dikes?
No.
I'm gonna go with a maybe. That's a hard maybe.
That's a hard maybe.
That's a hard maybe coming from Paul's side of the table over there.
Alright. Make sure we don't have any strays. And throw her on down.
We're not gonna trim this one. There's really no point. That is a really deep juice well.
You're gonna need it.
Well, the cool thing about this particular deck, from what I'm looking at from over here, it looks like, over dripping won't really be a problem as much, even with the bottom airflow style, because you can just jam a whole bunch of cotton down there.
Oh yeah, no, you're gonna need all the absorption you can get with this juice well. I'm thinking, and we're just gonna do a couple little last minute adjustments, and there we go.
All right, let's take a closer look at that. Let's see. I think it'll work. It'll definitely drip.
I think it'll drip.
Let's get back up to the top and let's throw some cloud. All right, so coming back down to the table, we've got all three of them. They're all done. We're just going to juice them up. Now, Paul, take it away and tell us what we're going to do with these.
So, once again, we've got the Drop Solo, the Recurve, and the Ghoul RDAs. These are all single coil builds. We're looking at about half ohms on each of them. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to juice them up, see what we like, see what we don't like, and we'll let you know. We'll let you know which ones we like. Today, which juice we're using is the Coastal Clouds Iced Mango Berries.
Show me that Nick warning. Contains nicotine. Nicotine is addictive chemical. We're going to throw this in all of our vape reviews. Get used to it. We're going to do your review thing. Paul, where are we starting?
Let's start with the Drop Solo. We built it first. Let's give her a try first.
We're going to give it the onion. No, we're not. All right. Clamp her down on here. So, do you have any power settings on here right now?
No, I do not have any power curve or anything set up on that. We're just gonna run her at
wattage mode.
Yeah, I think let's run about 100.
Yeah, I think 100 is gonna be pretty comparable because some people whine about not going up to 100. So some people whine about being at 100. I don't whine about anything. That's not true. No, we're gonna juice this guy up. So, just so you guys know, we did fire these coils. We know we didn't show it. But before you go commenting that we didn't, we did. You just didn't need to see.
For time's sake.
Yeah. Believe it or not, it does take a little while to make these movies. I know watching my favorite reviewers, I'm always like, man, it looks so easy. No, it really isn't. It's not easy at all. Mm-mm. It takes time. Especially when you're doing all your own video editing and stuff. What do you got? You got anything good going on, Paul?
I'm glad we're getting started up. We've got everything set up kind of the way we like it. So
this office took forever.
Yeah.
Just saying, our build room took me a minute. It took a second. Anyway, now, so little thing about the Drop Solo. We are not showing the fact that it came with 2 tops. And it also came with a base for the bottom so it doesn't scratch your mod. But they are a clear, no, they're not clear, they're that yellow, what's that? What's the name of that again?
Shoot.
It's like, you'll understand. It's the same color as the drip tip, which is that kind of opaque yellow. But the airflow is different on that. So we're gonna go with the standard one, the one that it came with, and the one that's advertised, because that's usually the one that people like. And we're ready. It takes up a lot of fingerprints. So many fingerprints. All right, we ready?
I think I'm ready.
Add a couple more drips in there for good measure. Ta-da! All right. Moment of truth. Say she hits pretty good, actually. Really nice in the flavor. Really nice in the flavor.
Give her a couple of drops.
No, he's going big. He's going for the big.
Woo!
You roasted cotton or what?
No, I am just thoroughly impressed.
Keep in mind, this is a half-ohm build. Most people do not run single. Well, at least where we're at in the country, you don't see a lot of single coils. You see the guys who've been vaping a while vaping on single coil builds. Apparently, they likes it.
I like it a lot.
I really like the flavor on that.
Oof.
Vapor production, it's not throwing a lot of vapor. Of course, we're on a half-ohm build, but the flavor is outstanding.
It is top notch.
Top notch in the flavor. I give props. All right, what's next? Do we want to do recurve, or do we want to switch it and go to the Ghoul?
Let's go to the recurve. You know, second build, second try.
Okay, we are using identical mods and identical settings.
So, again, fingerprints. Love it.
Love it.
100 watts. Can't see it from back here, but trust me.
All right.
So,
this is something I knew was going to come up.
yeah.
That thing does not come off well.
It is.
It stays on.
It's tight. You know.
And the airflow is extremely hard to adjust.
You know. I'm already kind of not liking this. It's really, really stiff.
It's super stiff, but you rarely have leakage issues with it up the bottom, ever, because it doesn't ever want to come off.
All right. So, let's give her a rip.
Rip time.
Hmm.
What you got there?
I don't know. Like it seems really, really tight, and I'm not a fan.
Well, let's see something here. First off, cleanliness is next to godliness. Just remember that. I do remember this one had kind of an oddball adjustment to it, because you didn't want it to be right through those main airflows to get a good rep off of it. Try that.
All right.
Let you continue
We'll just edit out.
Yeah, edit that out.
All right, let's give her a rip.
Sounds like it hits pretty sweet.
It's all right. Yeah, it's all right.
Sounds like you're getting a lot of airflow.
It's a decent amount of airflow. You know, I can definitely feel that coming through. Let's give you a shot on it.
It's not as restrictive as this drop solo. Vapor production I'm finding to be an issue. It's not a lot of cloud.
No.
If you're not into cloud, this is a good mod for you. I'm into cloud though. I like having a good amount of vapor production. I'm not getting a lot of vapor production out of this at all. It does have a good flavor. I will give it a good 8 on the flavor. 8 out of 10. It's comfortable. I gotta say, it's a comfortable vape. Because this is the stock setup. It has that pretty cool curved drip tip on it. Things I like about it, definitely, I like the lack of restrictiveness. I think this is not a good build for a Mohawk alien. I think if you're gonna run this perfect and not in this super controlled environment, you're gonna want to throw an alien in this or something that runs a lower resistance, because I'm not getting hardly any vapor production.
Yeah,
it's not overdripped. So anyway, let's keep moving on, and we'll go over to the Ghoul RDA. I'm super interested in this because it's like a great color.
Oh yeah.
So I like aesthetics. Aesthetics is a big thing for me. I like to look at it. You're gonna be using it every day, especially if you're buying this as a budget thing. You know, I only want to get one, right? I don't want to buy all of these just to see which one I like. You're gonna want to look at it, right? I mean, it's gonna be in your hand all day. You're gonna be looking at it. Other people are gonna be looking at it. I like things to look pretty.
You know, and the person you gotta please is yourself.
Indeed. So let's see what we get here. Ooh. Let's see here. Yeah, we edited a lot. It's okay. Wow. Deep lung throat. Wow. I'm getting more of a big flavor.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
I like it. I like it. I'm getting a lot of airflow. It is, for how small that airflow hole is, it's really good. I'm getting a decent amount of flavor. Decent amount of cloud production. And it just looks pretty. You know, and especially on top of this rainbow Aegis Legend. I like it. I like it a lot.
On the build table, we're going to go over my thoughts on what I did and did not like. I'm going to tell you guys what I think, and we're going to definitely pick a winner, aren't we, Paul?
Yes, we are.
All right, so thoughts. We're going to start the Recurve. Recurve, like the way it looks.
Mm-hmm.
Really like the way it looks. Unfortunately, that's where my like for it stops, and I'm really sad to say that. I dislike extremely the build deck. I cannot. Out of all the others, it is the hardest to do, and you get the least results for it. It's the hardest to build, and I can't get behind it. I would not recommend purchasing unless you are making a collection of RDAs like me. I would almost rather just take this drip tip away and put it on my something else, because I'm on a hard no with Recurve. I'm sorry, guys. The build deck just needs that much work that I don't agree with the Recurve. Let's go here. The drop solo. I love the flavor. I'm getting, and these are, I mean, when you're running the same coils, you can really tell the difference when you're switching between deck to deck and what each RDA is doing. The drop solo is a flavor beast. It has a decent amount of vapor production. Small gripe, I would like a little more. I would like a little more vapor production, but I think that could be solved with different coils. We're running a half-ohm build. There's certain things you're going to lose. Solid RDA. Oh, I didn't expect this, but out of all three, I'm going to have to say that this is the most balanced RDA in the lineup. It's a cheeky one. It's got a great build deck. It makes the most sense because it's designed specifically on its own, the own single coil design that the Ghoul ran with. The side post build construction on the where you actually screw down your coils, it's just a little clamp. It works great. balanced flavor and vapor production on the same build that all the others run in. I'm going to say aesthetically it's pleasing. I like their logo as a comparison to the drop and the Recurve. You actually get kind of an emblem type logo, so I like that. Yes, the drip tip is custom. It did not come with it, but I'm going to have to say that my personal winner out of all three is going to be the Ghoul RDA. Let's see what Paul has to say.
So, I don't know. We'll start with this. I hate it. I hate it a lot. It's hard to use. It's hard to build. It's like Ryan was saying. It's all aesthetics. You know, that this drip tip, pretty cool. You know, it's got some gold flecks in there. You know, it's cool, but that's about all you get for it. You know, it's a collector's item. No, I don't like it. It's bad. Now, drop solo. It's decent. It's decent. You know, it's got a decent amount of flavor protection. It's got a decent amount of clouds. It's all around. It's a decent RDA, but it's still not my favorite. You know, no. It's a good one, but definitely not my favorite. The Ghoul is my favorite. It's balanced. It's something that I would use every day. It is just all around good clouds, good flavor. I'm in love with this single coil RDA. You know, you got your aesthetics, you got your clouds, and you got your flavor. All around win. Now, different coils, different results. But for right now, I like the Ghoul.
Coming back up top to the upper part of our build table. Closing thoughts. I'm going to say it out. Ghoul RDA come out on top.
Yeah.
I cannot believe it. It's the last one I expected to win out of all three. I was banking on the drop solo to be on top.
Yeah.
I don't feel that way.
You know, it's definitely a surprise, and honestly, I'm pleased with it. You know, everyone loves an underdog. Like I said, different coils, different results. But for right now, we're saying the Ghoul.
The Ghoul is the winner. All right, let's move into closing thoughts. You guys can take that for what you're worth. We're going to go into our next segment of what are we vaping on today. What are you vaping on today?
Well, today I am vaping on my Aegis Legend with a Hive RTA. I've got some Mohawk Aliens in here. I'm running about a 0.17 dual coil. And my juice, I'm running some cornbread pudding. You know, it's
Who's that one by again? Country Clouds Cornbread Pudding.
It reminds me of some good old down south home cooking. You know, it's just if you can get your hands on a bottle, do so. If it would work.
Top of line merchandise, people.
Oh.
All right, I guess it's my turn. We are vaping on the Dead Rabbit and Drop combo. This is the Drop Dead RDA. It's one of my absolute favorites. I got a set of 7-wrap Staggertons in here, and I'm also vaping on cornbread pudding.
Believe that.
Believe that, right? If you can get your hands on one of these, you need to. If you're an RDA guy, just saying, it's awesome part of my collection. I've got most of the collection of the Drop Dead Rabbit, and I've got the Drop Dead, but definitely on top. As of next week, we'll have Instagram and Facebook online. You'll be able to message us directly through those pages. Definitely always hit us with that hashtag Fogging Up Our Mountain.
This is Foggy Dogs signing off.
Stay foggy.
Stay foggy.